Welcome, everybody.
Welcome back, guys.
Smash that like button.
Yeah, don't even listen to the podcast. Just hit that subscribe button. Smash the like button. Comment down below.
Welcome back to Plot Unknown.
Okay, cool.
Today we're going to be talking about District 9.
Yeah, we watched District 9. Who directed it?
Neil Blomkamp. Blom. I still do not know how to say his name.
I'm sorry.
Blomkamp.
Oops.
I think it's pronounced with a U.
Let me see.
I think it's directed by him, produced by Peter Jackson's company or something, and I thought it was originally directed by J.J. Abrams. So I was wrong on
how did you
every
get that?
possible avenue I could have been wrong. I was wrong.
That's fine. I mean, you'd seen it before, haven't you? So
Yes,
Neil
it's-
Blomkamp.
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 That's also like, on par for the course.
Neil Blomkamp. Yeah, it's not super hard.
Par for the course for me, being wrong at everything I say in this podcast. So
That's true.
I feel like anytime I say any sort of fact off the top of my head,
It's
wrong.
always wrong. Yeah.
Yeah.
I get that. I mean, I have that. I feel like I have that problem too.
Okay, so yeah, fuck. I was gonna look up when this movie came out because I forgot.
I just had it up. Look
Yeah.
how professional we are.
So directed by Neil Blomkamp. Did I get it right that time? Blomkamp.
Yeah.
Released in 2009.
Really?
12 minutes. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, we'll talk about it. But yeah.
That's crazy.
2009.
That's like, I mean, it's like a long time ago, but it doesn't feel like a long time ago.
Yeah.
11 years?
Yeah. Just as FYI, we watched it on Amazon Prime. It's free with Prime Video.
Oh.
So we didn't even have to pay for shit.
Wow. And we didn't have to do it illegally either.
Shocking. All right, Melissa, do you want to go ahead and tell the lovely people your lovely plot?
Yes. So again, we're doing things. I know this is like the third episode in, but just a little recap. We're doing things differently now where I go ahead and write the plot before we watch the movie and we just watch the movie.
Much more convenient.
Yeah. So we can just record all in one session. So it doesn't take us like fucking 6 days to do. Okay.
Yep. I was gonna say, although that doesn't stop me from not editing until the last day.
Hey, that's on you,
just
man.
me.
That's funny. Okay, so this is my plot. The world as we know it has been taken over by aliens. Everything has been destroyed and inhabited by the alien life force that has hailed from the deepest parts of space. There is one section of the world that has remained safe from the aliens, and it is the last place where any humans are said to be. That place is District 9. This movie follows a lone man as he tries to find a way to get to the safety of District 9 without getting abducted or killed by the aliens that have now taken over Earth. He has fought by himself and survived since the aliens took over, but he desperately wants to get to the safety of the district so he doesn't have to fight alone anymore.
Okay, so initially because you asked me if you were right or wrong, more or less.
No,
or how,
I read it. I said, I feel like this is the plot of a lot of movies, or like the general plot of a lot of movies.
it's a very good plot.
Thank you. And I was like, and then I just read it to you.
To be fair,
you.
that's kind of the plot of I Am Legend.
That's what I was thinking too. I was like,
just kind of made that connection.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought it was smart in my head, and I didn't really. I hadn't not heard of this movie, but I didn't know what it was about at all.
Yeah.
Like at all.
So what's funny, I think, is that you got it so wrong that it was almost just opposite. Like it was almost just the opposite of being
right.
Because like the aliens came, right?
Yeah, but it was like they had to be saved from their ship.
They were the ones who were in the one spot on Earth.
Yeah.
There was a man who ended up not being hunted by aliens, but by people who did have to go into that section and was fighting alone until he
That's
stopped
just
fighting.
stretching it out.
I'm trying to give you. I'm not saying that you were right. I'm saying you were so wrong that I was able to draw parallels between what you did.
Draw like the opposite parallels.
Yeah. So I love you. Are we doing grades or are we doing numbers for this? I forgot. I think we're doing letters.
I think it's.
Or are we doing like 10?
Holy shit.
I don't remember. I'm gonna give you an F.
I think it's numbers.
Okay, actually, let me revise that. I'm gonna give you a D, and I'm gonna give you like a 65. And here's my reasoning.
Babe, it'd be like 1 through 10.
6.5. Here's my reasoning.
6.5. That's so high.
Fuck. What's the equivalent of 6.5 out of 10?
Like 2. Give me a fucking 1. It was a good plot, and I understand that because I was brilliant, but it's not correct at all.
Can I ask you a question?
What?
Why did you call me out on saying 6.5 is too high when 65 is the exact same thing in that 65 out of 100 and 6.5 out of 10? Exact same thing.
Yeah, I know, but
one of them you said was way too high.
No. I was saying that we're not going. We've never done anything 1 to 100. It's always been either 1 to 10 or 1 to 5
I
or
don't know
something.
why I thought 1 to 100.
That's okay. So why are you acting
because
like?
I thought we did letter grades for some reason for this. I'm pretty sure I was giving you a letter grade. Okay. Anyways, you get a D.
Can we pause and go listen?
You get it. No. That's not the spirit of this show. We fly by the seat of our pants.
By the seat of our pants.
You get a D and you get a 2.5.
That's so generous, but I will take it if you want to give it to me.
Well, because I really do think there are parallels that you made unknowingly that you can draw between what the actual movie is.
You're
and I
being
know
too nice to me.
No, I know it sounds like that, but I'm being genuine because I think
Okay.
it is like kind of it's you got it similar, you just got it opposite, and I think that in the spirit of it, you already get 1 point for aliens being on Earth. That's a gimme, but you got literally 1 point for that.
Okay.
I can bullshit another 1.5. That's fine.
If man, you do you.
So you got a 2.5.
All right, great.
That might be the lowest. No, that wasn't the lowest. I think last season I had one that was like a 1.
Yeah, I think it was like, oh, I don't even remember. It was probably like, what was that movie called? Holy shit, the one with Small Elle Fanning and her dad was autistic. I Am Sam. I feel like it was probably that
I
one.
Am Sam. Because I think I wrote it in rhyme. I know that. Because you got mad at me for writing it in rhyme. Because you're like,
forgot about
you
that.
thought it was like cringe.
It was cringe.
It was funny.
No, it wasn't.
It's funny to me. Fuck you.
I totally forgot about that.
I thought
Holy
it was
shit.
good.
That's so funny.
Either that or Yentl.
You deserved
Okay,
a
in
one.
my defense, you gave me a lot of shitty, like,
Movies?
shitty movies. No, not shitty movies. Shitty
Besides
ones
Yentl.
to guess the plot of. Like, you
Not
hear
my fault.
Yentl, bro. What the fuck you gonna do with Yentl?
Jewish.
What about Submarine? You hear Submarine, you don't think that's about just a kid.
A coming of age story?
Yeah.
I think it's about like the sea
Like a
life.
war.
Yeah, that's true. All right, that's fair.
Okay, let's jump into this movie.
Okay.
Speaking of war,
District
wow,
9.
this movie turns into
Wow.
a war movie.
I had nothing to expect because I had no idea what this movie was about other than the fact that there was aliens in it somewhere. And boy, wow, was I enthralled by this movie.
It's really good.
It was far more
really good.
interesting to me than Alien. I'm going to tell you that right now.
Yeah, this movie's way better than I remember it being.
That's good.
Like, I remembered it being, spoiler alert for later in the podcast, I remember it.
Babe, you can't.
Low-key.
Come on, man. You can't. You can't give a
How are you
little.
gonna sit here and tell me this and Signs are not two of the best movies that we've watched
No,
in this podcast?
you're not wrong, but I'm just saying. Save the goodies for last. We're
I
like
thought-
10 minutes
Cut
into
it.
the podcast.
Got it.
Why are you gonna grade it already?
Listen, I'll bleep no, we'll cut it. That's fine.
No, just bleep it. Just bleep it.
Okay.
You fuck.
I'll bleep it.
That's so stupid. Okay,
Not
enough.
to spoil
with-
it, I like this movie a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really good. I think one of the things that stands out to me the most, that is one of the things I'm most interested by this movie is, what was that?
My little tentacles.
No, so I'm not interested by the tentacles. What I am interested in is the style of this movie. That it's like documentary.
yes.
It's like a mockumentary, but also like not at all.
Well, what I said was that it kind of like it started off like it was a documentary, and then it went to like the real life situation that was happening with the main character and the aliens, and then it kind of went back to a documentary.
Yeah.
So it was like in and out, and I just it was tastefully done, and it wasn't too cheesy. There was only like a few things that were
Well,
super cheesy.
Okay, while we're
Well-
talking about style, there is one big cheese
Yeah,
factor.
that's what I was talking about.
The big cheese moment of this movie
Yeah.
is all of the like blood and guts and shit that go onto the camera.
Yeah.
Now, if it was during the documentary sequences, I think that's fine. But
What do you mean?
like when they're originally in District 9 going
Yeah.
around, that I think would be okay,
Well, that
because
would
the
make sense
camera
because
is a
there's
character.
exactly.
But in the other parts of the movie, they're not being followed by a camera.
No.
So it takes me out of it a little bit.
Oh,
you
you're
know?
so right. Yeah.
I think that is, I I mean, obviously it's a directorial choice, like it's a stylistic choice,
Yeah.
but I think it's one that kind of falls a little flat.
It does, because like that's like the big, I think that's probably one, if not the only big problem I have about this movie. That kind of, again, like that took me out of it. It was just that it was so like, cheesy.
Yeah.
You said it like reminded you of a video game.
Yeah,
which is true.
I mean, you're not going to understand the reference to this at all, but like...
I'm a girl, I don't play video games.
Okay, bet. In Modern Warfare 2, one of... your face immediately was like... Ah! In that game, one of the big criticisms of the time of that game was that when you got hit with a bullet or something, it looked like they put Jell-O on your screen, like red jam on your screen, and it looks terrible.
Oh, this is
and
the
it
same
reminds
thing.
me of that.
Yeah.
It reminds me of like getting some Kool-Aid and throwing it at a camera.
Yeah.
You know? And
Yeah.
it's just, it's
was
so
cheesy.
unnecessary.
It really is.
It's
yeah.
also like what, like, I don't know if you've noticed this, but like when you watch a J.J. Abrams movie and you see all the lens flares and shit, it reminds me of that. Like it's just an overdone thing.
Yeah.
You know, it's just too extra. You know what I mean?
It's extra. That's what it is.
Do people still say extra?
We can.
Okay, cool.
Who cares?
Got it.
But you're right. I mean, you used it in a correct way.
Yeah.
But other than that, I mean, like, I'm sure there's things about this movie that are like not great. But I mean, that's the only thing that like really took me out of it.
Yeah, as people who are not filmmakers or film majors or in the industry at all.
At all.
Technically, we're in the industry.
Nope.
We're on a podcast.
That's the opposite.
But to these people, to the commoners, we hear you guys. We are the voice of the people, and we understand.
You're
this movie
digging
rocks.
yourself into a hole. I do not.
But no,
agree with Luke.
this movie doesn't scream. Okay, so I feel like a lot of horror movies, which this is not a horror movie, don't get me wrong, but it reminds me of that kind of filmmaking style. I think a lot of movies
Yeah.
of this, I don't want to say story style, but like of this kind of girth, you know, like what it's about and shit. I feel like they can get pretty pretentious. Not necessarily in the storytelling, because I think this movie is a little, as good as it is, it's a little on the nose with what it's talking about, you know?
What do you mean? You're just
Like-
kind of like running around the topic.
Basically what I'm saying is I don't think this movie is made in a way that's like, oh, that's an avant-garde, like, arty fucking
No, it tells
really
you the
pretentious
story.
movie.
Yeah.
It's just a good-ass movie.
It's just a good
you know?
action,
it's like
movie.
an action movie.
Yeah.
Really good.
Let me tell you, which this is sort of a surprising thing about myself, is like action movies are like my favorite movies. Like action movies are just like it, you know?
I mean,
they keep me entertained the whole time.
We're taking out musicals in that, right?
What? When are musicals action?
I'm saying, you said they're like your favorite movie, bruh.
Action
No.
movies are, yeah.
Musicals are not your favorite movie?
I love musicals, but they are like not my
Grease.
favorite style of.
Hairspray.
What? No, that's.
Yentl. High School Musical. Camp Rock.
They are my favorite like feel good movies to watch.
Brothers Band.
But they're not like my favorite like. What?
Glee.
Shut up.
I'm just naming
You're just
stuff.
naming dumb shit.
Naked Brothers Band wasn't even a music. I don't think they sang music.
Yeah,
in
they
that.
did. What do you mean? It was a show about
No,
a
but
band.
I don't think they had like musical number. I think it was just like music
Yes, they
videos
did.
in
No, I'm pretty sure
Really?
I think so.
that movie. That show sucked, from what I remember.
Yeah. I just remember the thing. If it's not love, then what is?
Yeah,
That's the-
wasn't that the intro?
Yeah. That's the only song I remember from that show. That might have been the only song in that show. I don't know. You look like you're looking something up.
No, I was texting. My
Oh,
bad.
that's fucked up.
What do you want me to look up about Naked Brothers Band? I got you.
I don't know. I don't care. It's not important.
I got all the trivia at my fingers.
Anyway, I love action movies. That was the point. And this kept me entertained the whole fucking time. Like even I didn't expect it. I didn't know what was gonna happen. At the beginning, it was just like shuffling around the point because it was like a documentary. What's the main guy's name? Do you know? Can you look it up?
It's W-I.
Oh, it's like Victor or something. Like Vic.
It's pronounced, I think, Vicus. W-I-K-U-S, but he's German, so
Vicus.
I think it's Vicus.
I'm gonna call him Vicky. All right.
Hell yeah, that's a better name, bro.
I'm gonna call this man Vicky. Vicky was like the main character. He was like a part of the fucking operation to get these aliens out of South Africa or out of Johannesburg, and like into like a more deserted area.
Yeah, just right outside the city.
Yeah. And he got some alien goo splattered up on his
Yeah, some
face.
spunk.
Yeah, yep. Some alien
I mean,
goo.
we don't know what it is. Like, it just is. It's probably like oil or some shit because it's coming out of their technology and shit.
So it was like alien oil.
Yeah, I think he's
Smoke
like
that shit?
refining that shit to be gasoline, basically.
Yeah, that's probably true. Yeah, you're right. So we got that alien goo all up on his face and in his pores and nostrils and orifices and shit. And I obviously, I mean, you know something's gonna happen. He keeps coughing. He like his nose is bleeding like black goo, and this motherfucker turns into an alien. Mm-hmm. I feel like I haven't seen a movie like that because you don't see humans turning into aliens.
The closest comparison I can draw is just The Fly, right? Like,
Yeah.
what other movie do you see that
Has a human turning into
that's not like a werewolf movie?
yeah, or a
you know?
vampire.
Yeah, like The Fly is the closest thing that and honestly, it's kind of reminiscent of it with all the like body
Changing
imagery and
yeah,
shit.
yeah, I
like
get
all
that.
all the gore porn and shit. Is
Yeah.
that gore porn? I don't think so.
I don't think so. I think it's tastefully done like gore.
Yeah, I mean, him ripping his skin off was kind of nasty. But
I missed that part because I was
thank
texting.
God. It's fucking gross. Yeah, I don't know. It's so good. Like, it's a creative, like,
It's
new
different.
take on a tired genre.
Yeah, I agree. And it had little, well, it had like little bits of humor in it that weren't like outwardly funny, but if you caught it, it was kind of funny. Like some of the aliens, like I remember in the beginning when they were like showing footage of the aliens, like in the little documentary part, one of the aliens was like picking up trash and like smelling it and like retching at it, which
Yeah.
is kind of silly. And then the little baby alien was really cute and silly.
Yeah, and a lot of the actual documentary part where Vicky is going into District 9.
And he,
And
yeah.
and just the way he's talking about shit and his accent is just funny.
Yeah.
You know, it's reminiscent of Signs, I think, where like it's not trying to be funny, but there are
But it's
funny
just
moments in
silly,
it.
yeah.
And then it hits you and you're
Yeah.
like, oh shit, okay.
Well, it's kind of weird because like I guess I mean this is definitely how it's supposed to be, but like Vicky's attitude and personality like just drastically changed the minute he got his alien arm. Like he started feeling like empathy for the aliens, like he felt bad for them and he like wanted to help out and everything, and he just it was different from like his like goofy like bad cop like personality.
Yeah, like because so in the beginning of
And
the
they got
movie,
really
they kind
serious.
of talk about how he's an idiot, right?
Yeah.
And I think that changes in him.
Yeah.
Now, I will say, while his character development starts there, I think he like because he betrays Christopher.
He does, yeah. But
like-
then he goes back to trying to help him again.
Yeah. So I think that like he's still a dickhead. Well, I don't even know if he's a dickhead. I think he's just like
I think he's just learning.
yeah. I don't know. I think he's a dickhead. But by the end of the movie, I mean, I can also understand his motivation.
Yeah.
Now, why he like I don't know. If my arm was if I was turning into an alien and I was told I have to wait 3 years while the military is outside of the door, I'd kind of be pretty pissed too.
yeah, I'd also
But I would
be
just
pretty
like,
mad.
Bro, just put me in the ship with you.
Yeah.
Fuck
I
it.
ain't got nothing to do. My wife doesn't want me anymore.
Yeah, they're gonna test on me. Why not let you guys test on me? Fuck that. Who
That's
cares?
true. Yeah. And like he's kind of friends with the aliens now. So like,
Yeah, true. He is kind of cool with them.
yeah.
you know?
So, they might help him out instead of like the fucking government who's about to like harvest his body. Like every single thing
Yeah.
they were about to take from his body.
Yeah. So, moving on. This movie is totally mostly about racism, right?
Yeah. It's like
And, like,
theme
segregation.
is segregation and racism.
So Neil Blomkamp is from South Africa.
Mm.
So I don't know how old he is, and also I'm gonna let you guys know I have no frame of reference of time for anything in the world that ever happened. I assume he probably grew up at least around apartheid.
I don't know.
Maybe right after, or
I feel
right
like
at
maybe
the
you shouldn't
end
dig
or
yourself into
something.
a hole.
Well, no, I'm not trying to dig myself into a hole. I'm trying to say, like, I feel like that area has always, maybe not always, but I don't know.
Apartheid existed in South Africa from 1948 until the early 1990s.
Okay, yeah. So he grew up during
he
apartheid.
definitely did, yeah.
So I feel like that is very much this is very much talking about that whole thing. I think
Yeah.
until you get to the end,
Yeah.
the very beginning of like the first 10 minutes of this movie is just like
shitting
just
on the
segregation.
It's literally just like everything that happens to like minorities like throughout history is how they treat the aliens. They start calling them prawns, which is like a derogatory term.
Yeah, they're calling them a slur.
Term. Yeah, they like built slums and shoved these creatures into slums.
Yep.
And just let them do whatever they want to do. They create this place. And then now there's like all this like, because it's a dump that they put them in, and so now there's all this like crime and like illegal shit going on, and it's just like
which again is like because they can't like go into
anything.
the city and
Yeah,
do all
exactly,
this shit.
because
like,
they're
they can't
segregated.
co-live with
Exactly,
humans
yeah.
who are not willing to go into District 9.
Yeah.
So, and then even then the whole premise of the beginning of the movie is that they are going in a day before they're trying to move all of these aliens into District 10 into these tiny ass tents and basically put them in an internment camp.
he literally said
like-
it was a concentration camp.
Yeah, they are going a day before because that is what they are legally obligated to do.
And they
So-
they like are legally obligated to like have them sign off on their eviction notice, but they're taking anything they can get. Which like the very first thing was like an alien like slapping the papers out of his hand, and he's like, "Yeah, that's the mark. That's fine. We
Yeah.
can get away with that."
Yeah.
Which is like such shit. It's just illegal. All of it's illegal.
Yep.
But they're trying to mask it as legal.
Yep.
Obviously.
So I don't know. I think that you can be too on the nose with, and I know I'm a little bit of a hypocrite here. I think you can be too on the nose with your metaphors and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And while this metaphor was very obvious, I don't think it is like bad. Do you know what
No,
I mean? Like
yeah.
I think it's like, oh yeah, shit, yeah, like that fuels the whole story where
Yeah.
these people are treating them horribly.
Yeah.
And like, duh, we can draw parallels to that.
I think if you explain it and you don't see the movie, it sounds really shitty. Like, this is an alien movie, but it has like themes of racism because they're segregated into a community and they're like called slurs and blah 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 blah. That just sounds like really shitty. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
But
It doesn't sound like a great movie premise.
it doesn't sound like it sounds like I don't know what the word is.
It almost sounds irredeemable. Like how are you going to
untaste-
make a movie about that and not have any sort of good thing happen? And maybe that sounds ignorant or like bad filmmaking from me, but to me, if you have an elevator pitch for a movie like that is aliens are being like people are treating aliens really horribly, and it's
should
an
be, like-
allegory for racism. You should have like your elevator pitch should have something that says, and a character has to like go through that racism and shit themselves.
He does.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
But I'm saying like a pitch of this movie without that, I think, is flat and it has nowhere to go.
Yeah. Or like even if they didn't have that one character that like goes through what they're going through, like I guess you would still need to have that, but like have the ending be like all the humans are now starting to like show sympathy for the aliens or something like that, which they don't do. But that could be like another alternate ending.
Yeah, because I just think that you need, in a movie like this where it is like this, I think you need something to connect both of the parties.
Yes, I agree.
And they do that
Yeah.
with Vicky.
Yeah. That shit's sad though. Like there's
Yeah,
not
this movie's
really
very sad.
There's no positivity really, because like even like I mean in the end he still turns into an alien.
But there is, because like I mean, even though they turn into an alien and
I mean,
they get
Christopher
moved
gets to leave.
Yeah, they. So sorry, there was a car racing past my damn. Every night they are here. Every single night, that same person is here.
It's some like shitty
Somebody call
ass
the police for me,
fucking,
please.
No, don't be that person. Don't be a fucking snitch.
They're here every day.
Okay, white man.
Oh my god. Anyways, so even though they have to go to District 10 and Vicky's still an alien, like Christopher and his son get to leave. So you
Yeah.
assume there's something positive going to come.
You assume that in the future he brings back like an alien type army or some type of force to help him just get his people back home, you know? And at the end, like, it was like it didn't mention Christopher coming home. It just assumed that he had, I guess, made it home. But it was saying how like they had moved like the 1.8 million aliens that were in District 9 into District 10, and now there's like 2.5 of them.
Yep.
2.5 million, and these tiny ass tents. Like, duh.
Yep.
It's fucking terrible. And
Also-
then Vicky's an alien now, and he's just sad.
Oh, it's the rose scene is so sad.
He made a rose out of like scrap metal and set it on the stoop of his wife's house.
Yep.
Ooh, that's sad.
Can I get a little boop, 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 boop? This is
Oh God, I hate it.
the trivia moment for Plot Unknown.
It's not trivia.
It is
just like an
trivia.
interesting
No,
fact.
Fuck you. The language used by the aliens, clicking sounds, in parentheses, in case you didn't see the
Morse
movie,
code.
was created by rubbing a pumpkin.
Fuck. That's mad funny.
Also, according to IMDb, the guy who plays Vicky had never acted before.
Really?
Which, if you told me that, I would not have guessed that. Because
No.
he's very good in this movie.
Yeah, he is.
All the performances, I think, are really good.
Yeah.
The one that I think is a little iffy is the army dude. I don't remember his name.
The main guy, the main
Yeah.
army dude. Yeah, his is just kind of like too. Again, just kind of.
Go.
Yeah, it's
I
just
was
like
laughing
cheesy.
at that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's another thing. Mentioning the whoa, you give me attitude.
No, I was just putting this down. My bad.
You look kind of sassy when you did that. You get to talk all the time. Let me talk. Now I don't remember what I was gonna say. Oh yeah, the other thing besides the cheesy like blood shit on the cameras that I didn't enjoy was the fact. I mean, you can make assumptions on why they could understand each other, but there was no like direct understanding of why the aliens and the humans could understand each other. Like, they used their own languages, but they could understand one another. Like, why?
Yeah, that's a good point. So I thought they went over it. Because, again, the last time I saw this movie was maybe 10 years ago.
Yeah, and that's the first thing I asked, and you were like, no, they go into it, and they never go into
I
it.
really thought they did. Because
Never.
I remember them. So the ship shows up in 1982. So you assume that
Yeah.
they have had so much contact with each other that they just have learned the language. But it doesn't seem like a very intuitive language to learn. But I mean, at the same time, the what's her name in Arrival learned the little blob aliens, like the octopus's language, in like a week. So.
And you were saying how like they had been there for like what 20 years at that
It's
point.
since 1982. This movie's set in 2010.
Okay, but I don't understand then why they said something about like them being around for 20 years.
They had been looking for all of the liquid for 20 years.
Oh, okay. So how long is that then? Like 30 years? Well, I don't know math.
30, 30, yeah,
30
30,
years?
30.
Yeah. So you probably have enough time because you think
learn
about
a
it. It's not
language.
like the aliens are all around the world. They're in one designated spot in South Africa.
And they've all been put in, like, yeah.
And
I
they've
agree.
put in one area, so you would assume that after 30 years of humans and aliens like having having this interactions with each other, they would kind of just learn the dialogue. Which I mean,
agree.
like you kind of do with different languages anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. So earlier you were saying how sad this movie is, and I
Yeah.
kind of wanted to talk a little bit more on that.
Okay.
The middle third of this movie is the middle third, and then the very end is like gut-wrenchingly sad. When he is in the hospital and he's taken away, right after that, when he goes into the like secret facility, is when it gets real sad, because
Yeah.
he sees all of the
medical-
aliens that have been tested on.
Yeah, they're all
and
like
that
getting
shit.
medically tested and shit.
Yeah, and I think the climax of that little section of it is when he
They're like making.
he has to shoot the alien.
Yeah.
And it is so sad.
That's
and so
crazy that
sad.
he's
so,
never
so sad.
that he's never acted before because like
he kills
that's
it in
yeah
that.
because
There's so much emotion in that.
yeah, exactly.
It's amazing. And yeah, so that part I think is like, I think to that, and man, that's a tough scene, like that's a tough part of that movie to
Yeah,
watch. Just it's
it's
so well
fucked.
acted. It's just so goddamn sad, man. It's so sad, and I don't know. And it's brought back up again when it's, I don't know what I'm trying to say. It's brought back up again when they go and break into the building. That shit is sad too.
When the war is. Oh wait, what are you talking about?
When they destroy the building, Chris and Vicky, and they go in and
Oh, the,
they're
like,
in
government building?
Yeah.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
And Christopher sees
The aliens being tested on.
yeah like tested and tortured and
Yeah.
and, yeah that's-
Burnt and shit. Yeah.
Some great filmmaking alert here, making a bunch of new segments. Oops. The conversation that the dad is having with Vicky's wife, at the same time that he's like about to get dissected, really good, I think.
What?
So they're about to cut him open and kill him, right? And at the same time, it's cutting to the like director talking to his wife.
The director talking to Vicky's wife?
Yes.
That was a different scene.
I thought that was the same. No, that's the same scene because he calls her, or he gets a call that's saying that he escaped. So it goes. He's on the table with the doctor and the two guys, and he goes up and he grabs his arm. And he's like, "Don't let them kill me." And he says,
Yeah.
"I'll try." And then he goes and tells his wife that he's going to be dead. And it's cutting between that and him about to get cut up.
I thought, yeah, you're right. I thought it was the scene where they had like blown up the building, and that happened
yeah,
then.
sorry. No, I jumped.
Okay,
I
my
jumped
bad.
different spots.
That's why I was like, I thought that happened then.
That just popped up into my head. You and I
Okay.
were talking earlier about how like my thoughts go directly from my brain to my mouth.
And none of it makes sense.
Yeah, none of it is organized. None of it makes sense at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think this movie's really great. Something we haven't talked about. The aliens look pretty good.
First, like I think they definitely look the best out of all the aliens we've seen so far, which has only been 2.
Yes.
You don't really. The alien in Signs is fucking rough. That's like the worst part of that movie.
That's a rating we'll keep up with throughout this season.
What's the best alien?
We'll keep an active ranking of all the aliens. We
Okay,
see.
so I'd definitely say it's, for right now, it's District 9,
Alien,
and then
Signs.
Signs, yeah. But I don't know if you'll know this reference, but in Doctor Who,
I will not.
Okay, there's an like an alien race called the Ood, and they're like gray like creatures that they have like alien heads, but their mouths are tentacles, and they don't look like insecty like the aliens from District 9 do, but it's like the same general, like they talk with their little tentacles and they move and shit. It reminded me a lot of that. I'll show you a picture of them.
Yeah, I have no earthly idea what we're talking about. But
Earthly,
I think
haha, that's funny.
the CGI looks really good.
It does, and
on the robot. On
it
all
doesn't
that
look
kind of stuff.
cheesy.
Yeah,
That's
there are a
what's
couple times
so-
where you can tell it's fake, but that's just because it's old.
Well, it's because it's
But,
fucking
like,
fake. It's
the
not real.
CGI on the actual characters is really good, like shockingly good. Especially coming from a movie like Signs, where I mean, you have like I think that. Oh, I've seen that before. Yeah.
Yeah. The tentacle men. Hey, Cars, can you not?
Those aliens, the alien in Signs has, I think I saw a statistic that was like, it has like 60 seconds in the entire movie of screen time.
Yeah, that
And
makes sense.
These, which like, I guess it makes sense that you would blow your budget on a movie where you're literally showing the alien the entire time and make it look amazing versus an alien that's in your movie for 60 seconds.
Yeah.
But it's stunning how good everything looks in this
Yeah.
movie. It
Like,
really is.
it doesn't feel like it was a popular movie. Was it a popular movie?
It was nominated for an Oscar. I think
Really?
it was nominated for Best Picture.
Holy shit.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
well,
pretty sure.
let me take that shit
fact
back.
check that.
Okay.
Anybody?
I'll fact check
I was
it.
gonna say email us 4 weeks from now.
Why
but,
would
like,
you do? Why? When I could just look it up. Oh, I think those are the ones that. Oh yeah, it was. Holy shit! It was nominated for Best Motion Picture of the Year at the Oscars in 2010. It also was nominated for Best Writing and Adapted Screenplay and Best Achievement in Film Editing. They didn't win any of them, but they were still nominated. The only thing they won the Ray Bradbury Award in 2009 and Critics' Choice Movie Award for Best Makeup. But still, like, that's crazy that got nominated. It was that fucking good. Because it was fucking phenomenal. The aliens looked great. Like, all of the fucking, like, like war battle scenes like looked amazing, and it wasn't, again, like the main because the idea of this movie sounds so fucking cheesy, but it was done so well, and it was not cheesy at all except for the blood. That's
Yeah.
it. Like that just blows my mind, the idea, because I don't know, alien movies like the I don't know.
I think of all horror, of all like, I need to stop
Genres?
saying horror movies, but
Yeah.
like when you think of an alien movie, you think of dumb, cheesy,
Exactly.
shitty movie.
Yes.
Like you think of a terrible movie.
Yeah.
I don't know what.
I don't know what
spawned
movie.
that.
Yeah.
But that's what you think of, or at
Yeah.
least I do, at least.
No, me too.
You know, I think of like a little green men.
Yeah.
Walking around like
Yeah.
fucking. What are the ones from Toy Story? Those guys.
Alien,
They don't have a name.
the little aliens. I don't
The
know.
ones that love. Do
The
they
claw.
love Woody?
The claw.
Oh yeah, the claw. Yeah, those
They're
guys.
just
You
called
think
the
of
green
them,
aliens. Yeah. Well, yeah, I feel like just like a lot of TV shows and like certain movies made them just silly, like silly
Yeah,
little
I agree.
aliens.
I agree.
There's that one movie. I don't know what it's called, but there was like an alien living in their attic, and it was like supposed to be like a comedy movie.
E.T.
No,
I don't know what
not
you're
that
talking
one.
about. No,
I don't know. He had like a he was
probably
like
called "There's an Alien in My Attic."
no, he was like a part of like the fucking neighborhood watch or something.
Well, you look it up. I just remembered what I wanted to talk about when you were looking up the Oscar stuff. What I also think is no.
that's
Go
not
ahead.
it. No, that's not it.
What I think is super interesting about this movie is that they represent aliens as insects and not like lizards like you
Yeah.
normally do. Like lizards or fish. I feel like.
Who
you
the
see-
fuck? No.
Okay, no. Listen, hear me out.
No.
Hear me out. The the alien from Alien, right? Looks way more like a lizard. Like it has that snake mouth. Yeah. The alien from Signs looks like a human mixed with a skinless chameleon.
I feel like that is the general gist of what
It's like humanoid.
is like a humanoid. Yeah.
yeah, but this
A
went
silky
like
humanoid.
insect, like bug.
It's bug. Well, the alien from Alien kind of looks like a bug. It's got all that like
I guess
exterior
the,
shit.
Yeah, the shell.
Yeah, but the tongue
It
is
screams
what's
lizard to me for some
okay.
reason. I'm not sure
Not
why.
me, but okay.
I guess they come out of eggs too.
Yeah.
Well, lizards do too. I need to stop talking. Oh fuck. Oh yeah. The other thing I think is good about this movie: no sequel. Even though there was like, I think there was a sequel in development and it never got released or something.
Good that it didn't get released.
But I think that I don't know. I like the idea of leaving this as like, I don't know if he ever came back or what happened if he ever came back. Or,
it didn't. It did really set itself up for a sequel, though.
It did, and I don't know if it was intentional that it never got one, or if it, or what. But like, I'm glad that there hasn't been one because I like the ambiguity of this ending.
Yeah. Okay. So the movie I was thinking of was literally called The Watch, and it was like armed men. They made a neighborhood watch group because some shit was happening, and they discovered that there was aliens living among them.
You have no idea how badly I wanted it to be called The Alien in the Attic.
The alien doesn't look super bad in that movie either, though. But I'm thinking of like some like shitty ass. You know what I'm thinking of? I think I might be thinking of Megamind. Because he like looks like an alien.
That took me as like
he is an alien.
I think
isn't
he is. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never seen that movie, but
I haven't
are
either.
the Minions aliens?
Might as well
Was
be.
that touched on? Are the Oompa Loompas? No, Oompa
No,
Loompas are
those are
native
human.
people.
Native
They're not
people.
They're not people, or they're not human. They're orange.
Oompa Loompas?
I'm pretty sure they're in the Johnny Depp version.
In the
of
Johnny
Willy
Depp
Wonka and
version, they live in the jungle.
Yeah, but are they humans?
I don't know. I think
Do they have a
so.
heart?
Probably.
You know-
All I know is that they like harvested cacao
Yeah.
because they love chocolate so much. And then he took them all and made them work for him
Yeah.
for chocolate.
You know what? This is way off topic, and I don't know if you care about talking about
The
this.
way you're manspreading with this blanket is so weird.
I'm gonna cut that out if you're not careful, bro.
Ooh. Zoop.
Please don't knock
I'm
over.
sorry.
the thing
Again, I knocked it over. I'm getting uncomfy.
Hey, you remember that episode of Drake and Josh with the aliens in it? That shit really freaked me out. Those aliens freaked me out. I don't know why. You don't remember what I'm talking about?
Vaguely.
So,
They had like an antenna thing in their room, right?
yes,
and they were
had
trying
a ham
to.
radio.
Yeah.
And they
Okay, I
were
remember
fucking
that.
around with it, and I think Miranda Cosgrove was like messing
Faking
around
with
with
them. Yeah,
and
yeah,
they
yeah.
turned it around, and they were messing on them, and then I'm pretty sure their
Yes.
parents were in on it too.
Oh.
Wow, what a crazy
Wow.
TV show.
Crazy. Anyway, what were we saying?
I don't know. I think this movie looks cool. I think it sounds cool. I think it is cool, and I think it's awesome.
I think it is great. It's
have-
real good.
Do you have any other things you want to talk about with this?
Not particularly. I think we covered everything I wanted to cover.
Okay,
Vicky was really annoying in the beginning. He was like a really unlikable character, and then
Yeah,
he got all like emo and shit. And then I was like, I can relate.
Yeah. Oh man, at the very end when it cuts back to the like original interview and he's pulling the picture of
His wife.
his wife. It's so sad.
That shit is sad.
I know I roasted people who listen to our podcast without watching the movie, but if you are one of those people, please go watch this movie. It's awesome. It is so good, so good. It
So
deserves a watch.
Yeah.
With that being said, Melissa,
I'm gonna give this movie balls. I don't know. I want to say like 8.5. Because
Okay.
it doesn't. I don't know. I thought it was so good, and it is good, and an 8.5 is very high, but there's just something missing for me, and I don't know what it was.
I mean I'm giving it a 9.
Okay, so yeah,
I think this movie rocks.
It does rock.
Absolutely rocks.
yeah, it deserves high praises.
Yeah, you know what? Honestly, it and Alien was switched for me because I thought that Alien was going to be way better. I thought this movie was not going to be as good. Coming from
Psych.
like a person who hasn't seen either of those movies in a while,
Yeah,
I really thought it was the opposite. But I love this movie.
Me too.
I love it. I like the special effects and okay, we always do this. So I always talk about shit and then grade it and then go back and talk about more shit. The end scene where or right before the end scene when you're seeing his face before he changes and like his eye is crazy.
his eyes starting to change.
Man, it's so good.
It looks
It's
so good. Yeah,
it's so good.
it looks good. Like the
Special effects.
yeah,
Makeup.
the special effects makeup looks just fucking stunning.
Just
It's
chef's
great.
kiss.
He
Mwah.
he looks so like innocent with the alien
Yeah,
eye.
he does.
He's got
he
he's got a
does.
big old eye.
He does.
Interesting.
Let me check what movie we're gonna watch next.
Okay.
Okay, so next week. First off, thank you guys for listening to this episode. It was fun. This movie is awesome. You can,
Please watch it. It's
yeah.
so good. Like
Again,
genuinely so
you
good.
can see it on Prime Video. It's free if you have Prime Video. If not, I think it's for rent for like $3. So
Yeah.
there's not a reason.
or you
to
can
not
always
watch it.
just illegally watch it. I'm not gonna judge you. I'm not gonna snitch.
Yeah.
I do it too, bitch.
Not gonna lie, we probably would have done that had
Exactly.
this not been free. Next week we're gonna go back to classics and we're gonna watch Predator.
Oh, I thought we weren't gonna watch Predator.
No, we were gonna watch Predator.
Is Predator the one with the dreadlocks?
Yes.
Okay.
Turns invisible. Arnold Schwarzenegger says, "Get to the chopper." You don't know shit.
Nope.
Okay. All right. Well,
When are we gonna watch Close Encounters?
we'll watch Close Encounter. I don't know.
Can we watch
At
that
some
after
point.
Predator?
Sure. We'll watch Close. Okay.
Please let
We got
me.
the next 2 weeks done.
Okay, so it's gonna be Predator, and then it's gonna be Close Encounters
Yes.
of the third kind, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
We
Yeah,
will watch Fourth Kind, but
we're
not
watching
yet.
both. Okay.
Yeah, they're two totally different movies.
Is third kind the one that's the beeping, or is that fourth kind?
Yes, Third Kind is.
Cool.
Fourth Kind, yeah. Okay, so yeah, join
Okay.
us next Friday for
Woo!
Predator. Thank you guys for listening to this
Thank
episode
you.
of Plot Unknown, and we hope to see you next time.
We won't see you. This is a podcast.
We hope to hear. Wait.
We hope that you hear us. Goodbye.
Next time.